This conference will now be recorded.
And this is awesome. So, guys, thank you so much for introducing yourself. And I would like to introduce myself. Uh, for that, uh, here I go. Well, my name is Ashish Sehgal. I have over 21 years of industry experience and more than 30 years of overall experience. 30 years of overall experience includes my training experience I'm talking about. It was 20 years after my training ventures. I stepped into the industry and, well, I thought of training is my core veins, and I love to deliver. So, well, currently I am working with a company called Rakuten. This is a Japanese company, and I'm working as a data center solution architect over here. This is a brief about myself. Over a period of time, yes, we will discuss lot many things, open for all kind of discussions, questions, etc. And well, you guys, you have already introduced yourself. Thank you so much for introducing. I miss couple of introductions. No worries. Any moment you can introduce yourself as well. This session, which is a demo as well as question and answer session, is an open forum, is an open session wherein you can ask any question, any doubt as you have. This is CCIE Data Center Certification and Training, wherein I'm going to introduce you to a long journey, a journey which will scale more than 3.5 months. Why? Because of the new introduction of certain new technologies, and of course, enhancement. This course aims at making you guys zero to hero with regards to various technologies. Well, Ramos, yes, you asked me about the batch timing. Well, we are going to discuss about it in this particular session. We're going to discuss about the blueprints. We are going to discuss about the technologies, the duration of the course, the lab hands-on, what can, what cannot, various study materials. I'm going to present to you our LMS, our Learning Management System portal, wherein we do have all our class videos, lab guides, and various study materials. And of course, any moment if you want to give us feedback about any of our ongoing session, we are always open for that. And your feedback is nothing but guidance to us. So this is the agenda of the day: batch timings, blueprint, technologies, duration, lab hands-on, study material, etc. Before it, are we qualified to go for this particular course, guys? CCIE Data Center does not require any specific prerequisite. That means you have to go do CCNA or CCNP. Only then you will be qualified for CCIE. No, it's not like. You just have to write down a qualifying examination, which is a written examination. Due to the COVID-19, you can write this examination these days sitting on premises as well. So that is a possibility. And for the lab also, I heard Cisco is going to introduce the same concept. So this examination is about various technologies covered under CCIE Data Center. There is a technology, there is a methodology to clear this examination. Once you are done with these classes, you know what? You can find yourself comfortable to write this examination. You know what? Without dumps. People normally they do go and take the dumps and they write on the exam. but the objective of this technology classes is not to depend on the dumps, but onto our. All right. Step number 2 to get the certificate is to write the lab examination. This lab examination normally is conducted in Cisco's office, some selected offices across the globe. Cisco has got certain mobile labs also. Recently, I got to know about that Cisco is introducing the mobile lab facilities at your own premises as well. I really do not have the complete details of it, but you guys can check. This examination called the lab examination with regards to version 3.0 is divided into 2 parts. 3:5, 3 hours plus 5 hours. Earlier, it used to be 1 hour and 7 hours. When I'm saying earlier, by earlier, I mean to say with regards to version 1.0, 2.0, and 2.1. Guys, the current version, as we all know, is version 3.0. So this is a major release, right? 2.0 to 2.1 was a minor release. So this is a major release, and in this particular major release, Cisco divided 8 hours into 2 parts of 3 hours fixed and 5 hours fixed. Fixed means if you are done with regards to the first module 1, which is a design module, you cannot jump over to the second module saying that I am done and now I would like to start the second module. No, that is not there. The format of your design exam is a scenario based. All right, before it, let me tell you, when it was version 2.0 and 2.1, the module 1 used to be known as diagnostic. Diagnostic was also a scenario based or a case study based, where one particular case study used to be given to you. The candidates, they're supposed to go through the entire case study, and based on the understanding of the case study, there were certain questions, and candidates, they were supposed to answer those 10 questions. So now in this particular format, major release 3.0, it is which is a module 1 design scenario based. So you will be getting the case study scenario. Another difference in diagnostic exam, previous version, the backward navigation was possible. Now, apologies, backward navigation is disabled. This means if you have gone to question number 2, right, you cannot come back to question number 1, right? So be very cautious about it. And point values is hidden. That means you do not know how much weightage one particular question carries. Once you are done with this, in 3 hours, you can jump over to the next module, that is called module number 3, which is divided into 3 components: deploy, operate, and optimize. Well, I don't see something which is called troubleshooting over here, which used to be there in version 1, 2, and 2.1. But that doesn't mean that troubleshooting is not. Troubleshooting seems to be changed with its name as optimize. So, which means that, guys, be ready. The kind of the lab which you are going to get, it will be a kind of pre-configured lab, half configured lab, or the incorrectly configured lab. So just be aware of that in the lab, you have to do certain corrections as well to make the smooth flow of the traffic from one end to another end. There are a lot of verifications which we need to do. Yes, we will be understanding. But those who know the technology, for them, it is a cakewalk. All right. So hands-on web-based items, backward navigation is enabled and point values are shown. This is about how the lab is going to look like. Our intention is to learn the technologies. Well, important thing is you have to pass in both the labs, in both the modules, module 1, which is a design module, and module 2, which is your deploy, operate, optimize module. Sometimes what happens, a candidate gets pass, but fail, unfortunately. This means the overall percentage, which is 80%. Normally, Cisco, they don't. So guys, you have to prepare. You have to get minimum 80%. And those who are prepared and confident to get 100%, they are the one who pass. My experience is you should not leave any stone unturned to pass and get this logo called Cisco Certified CCIE Data Center. Well, this is an overall breakup of the modules and their respective weightages. This particular, well, it is not detailed, this particular module. And this particular module, what do you see over here? These are the these are the topics modules. These are the topics belonging to one single technology called ACI, Application Centric Infrastructure. So if you see 15% here and 10% here, so 25% means 1/4 of your lab examination is covered by application centric infrastructure. Quite an important for us to understand. All right. So lab equipments which are required for the purpose, it is a list. This particular lab requires equipments basically from our Nexus platform. We have 2 different kinds of operating systems available for our Nexus devices, NXOS and ACI for the ACI technologies. The switches which are required, they do run Nexus and they do run ACI operating system. We will introduce ourselves to all these devices, the operating system. Nice. Well, you know what? This particular CCIE data center covered by Stringznet. It is basically, as I said, it is a 0 to hero course, wherein we will be covering not the topics which are mentioned in the blueprint, but we will be starting from version 1.0, wherein a significant importance was given to the hardwares, operating system, the technologies. So yes, this particular course, unlike set in the blueprint, Cisco blueprint, will be covering each and every component in detail. Guys, you may note down these points, and in case if you have any question. All right, one more thing. This is an open forum. Any moment you want to ask any question, please do raise your voice, not the hand. Interrupt me, ask me. Do not let me go to the next explanation without getting each and every component very much cleared. That's what is the rule of our class as well. The speed of the class is driven by you guys, not by the trainer. The time is not fixed to 3 months unless and until you are satisfied, unless and until you are confident about what you have heard or learned. The steering, the gear, the brake will be in your hands. I am just a facilitator. So with this particular understanding, guys, very, very important for you to have confidence and make our each and every session a very much interactive session. And I would like to welcome Shari, Danish, Sami, and yes, for joining here. Thank you so much, Shari and Danish, for joining. Well, we are going to talk about various lab softwares as well. Nexus operating system, ACI operating system, UCS operating system. And you know what? We will be configuring one of our lab using the data center network manager, which is nothing but which is a GUI way of configuring one of our beautiful technology. Cisco integrated management controller. We will be talking about how we can use CIMC to troubleshoot some of the problem in ACI. CIMC provides us a backdoor entry into the server. Well, pretty important. It was a part of the lab as well, which was covered under a section, and the heading was epic maintenance. So, well, whatever is written, we are going to cover everything. Now, this is an overall picture, a high level 50,000 feet overview of what we are going to cover in this journey. Our data center is going to be divided into 6 modules. Starting from module 1, which is predominantly a module on Nexus operating system. As I said earlier, this CCIE data center version 3.0 by Stringznet.com is not covering only the CCIE data center blueprint, but it starts from CCIE data center version 1.0 blueprint, wherein a significant importance was given to understand Nexus hardware, its components, its various models, the functionalities, the Nexus operating system, why we call this as a modular operating system, what are the various components of this operating system, the command line interfaces of this operating system, its similarity to that of Cisco iOS operating system. We will then be talking about a technology, VPC, and this is the technology from where our labs will start. We will cover this particular technology in the lab with the help of CLI, and in the lab you will get the opportunity to configure the same using Cisco DCNM Data Center Network Manager, which is nothing but a GUI-based tool, and DCNM also helps us to provide the performance monitoring of the Nexus devices as well. I will be covering the CLI way of doing it. The lab guide will provide you the GUI-based. So if you want to configure VPC using DCNM, you can do that as well. One important technology which we have done many times, and most of us do not have the actual practical exposure to it, called multicast, we will be spending a holistic time to understand multicast. Why multicast is required? Because to make our journey comfortable for this particular technology called Vxman, which means any technology which is going to be embedded in a major technology, it is our holistic intention to learn that technology as well. Multicast is one that technology. It is not that multicast is going to be discussed in VXLAN, but also multicast is going to be discussed in ACI. So, quite important, something we should never ever forget is called multicast. Once we are done with module 1, a very large module, which itself will take us more than 4 weeks, which means approximately a month, which will intend to make us, yes, someone wants to say something. Go ahead. Any question? Well, Govind Singh, welcome in the class. All right. A new friend of ours has joined by the name of Govind. Govind, your voice is not very clear. Could you please repeat? Okay, no problem. Well, after this presentation, no worries. We will have a discussion again. So guys, this particular topic called ACI is one of the largest topic, which takes us more than 4 weeks with the holistic intention to make us zero to hero. Well, Ramos, you are in Australia, and I know an institute in Australia who is charging how many? 3,000, right? Or more than 3,000 Australian dollars just for this particular course. In INR, when I calculated, it was coming out to be more than rupees 2,50,000 for learning even a part of the ACI, which we are covering over here. Intention of our course is not to look at into what is there in the lab, but to make you guys very much comfortable with the Cisco's software defined networking called application centric infrastructure. Guys, today in the world, this is the most busy and buzzing world. You have tremendous opportunities in various networking organizations if you know application centric infrastructure. Well, personally, wherever I see the deployment of ACI going on very, very extensively. So that's the reason we have included everything you name if you know something about the lab, and we have those in ACI. Well, after this, in module number 3 comes storage area networking. Storage area networking is holistically introduced over here to get us exposed to the SAN protocols. What different SAN protocols? Like fiber channel over Ethernet, iSCSI, etc. And in this technology, first of all, we will introduce ourselves to the devices, the connectivity, the technologies, the protocols, and then where our storage area network stands in the overall picture. In our data center, we cannot ignore the presence of storage area networking. And once this topic is done, then we will swiftly move over to the topic called compute. Compute is a synonym of, well, not a replica, right? Of understanding the server architecture, which we call it as understanding the compute architecture. And when we say architecture, it is not one single technology wherein we can say, oh, this is the server we are talking about. No, we don't talk about the server, but we talk about the complete architecture. And that is the reason it is called U. U stands for unified. And the topic in its entirety is known as unified computing system. So it is a system, it is an architecture having the placement of computers, their computes devices, and with other devices. Herein, we will be talking about various chassis, the connectivity, the kinds of servers, the kinds of cards the servers has, the virtualization of the servers, and all. Well, a part of this particular topic, when it comes to server virtualization, we will be discussing in ACI. So, in ACI, guys, you will get an exposure to what is server virtualization and what is network virtualization. ACI is not only a network centric, but it is application centric, and where applications they run on the servers. So we need to know that how the server or the compute devices, and specifically I'm talking about the virtual servers, they are connected. So in ACI, we will be talking about server virtualization as well as the network virtualization using those virtual servers. Will be very, very interesting. And you know what? Everything is going to be hands-on basis. Well, after covering our module number 4, we will move over to module number 5, which is nothing but this module is known as a module with regards to a technology called HCI, Hyper-Converged Infrastructure. Hyperflex is just a name to the technology given by Cisco. It is a name of the device. And this is nothing but this is a cohesive technology covering our LAN, SAN, and compute called UCS. So in one single box, you will happen to see the 3 technologies running. And guys, today in the world, Hyperflex is what, or hyper-converged infrastructure is what everyone is looking for. Well, after Hyperflex, we will come over to module number 6. And module number 6 is known as network automation. Automation is the busiest and the busiest word in the world today. For the purpose of network automation, guys, we will be doing Python and Ansible. Ansible, we recently have introduced. Python we were covering, and we will be doing hands-on lab using Ansible and Python. We will be seeing how to push the configuration on our devices, both our NX OS running devices as well as devices running ACI operating system using our scripting knowledge. So first of all, we will focus our attention towards Python scripts, under which the data structure, operators, statements, etc. we will be talking about in Python. Python being learned, Ansible, Postman, etc. will become easy for us. Those of you who are from BE computers, you definitely must have learned Python or at least C++. C++ used to be very famous. If you know about C++, you will find Python as quite simple language. All right, this is a flow and topic. Would appreciate if you can help me giving some rest to my thought. You know how? By asking questions from your side. Let's not make it univocal and unilateral. Let's have some dialogue. Yes, Ramos.
Yes, just one question about looking the models. So EVPN is supposed to be covered at some point with Vxlan, or it's not considered for the CCIE data center in the blueprint? Yes, it's just a question because usually when we talk about data center, yes, it's pretty much EVPN is a common topic. So.
Absolutely wonderful question. Ramos, thank you so much for asking. Yes, indeed. MP, BGP. Some background noise is coming from your side, Ramos, if you don't mind. Yeah.
Okay, no worries.
Yes. Vxlan lab, definitely we will be doing. And Vxlan lab has one deployment mode called MP, multi-protocol, BGP, with EVPN. The lab hands-on, which we will be doing with regards to Vxlan, guys, one of the pioneer technology, most important overlay technology these days. Thank you so much, Ramos, for asking this question. Yes, in the lab, we will be covering MP, BGP, EVPN deployment mode of Vxlan with 3 of our Linux operating system servers, having 2 of our spine, 4 of our leaf switches, and endpoints connected to them. So absolutely correct. We will be doing EVPN based Vxlan lab. But prior to that, it is the technology understanding we will establish, and then we will be spending a handsome time on this deployment. Of course, each and every command, even a very small command, has a significant meaning. For example, no IP redirect, etc. We will be covering everything. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome, Ramos. Any other question, dear friends? Chari, Danish. All right, welcome, and Neluri. One more friend has joined. All right. Any moment, if you have any doubt, whether we are covering this or not, please feel absolutely free to ask. So, let me now present to you individual module. Module 1, Nexus. In this particular module, we will be talking about Nexus hardware, all the hardware devices, starting from Nexus 9000 series switches, 9500, 9300 series switches, inside of these switches, how these switches are different, the internal architecture, hardware architecture, not to a anatomical level, right? The physiological level of the hardware architecture, we will be talking about in terms of chassis, in terms of system controller, supervisor engine, fabric modules, what are fabric modules, what are line cards, how they are different from our previous switches, and what are the operating systems, then the concept of VDC, VPC, and Vxlan. In this particular module, Nexus hardware, chassis, line card, fabric module, supervisor, engines we will be talking about with the diagram pictures. Operating system. Why we call Nexus operating system as a modular operating system, we will discuss. We will be talking about an exclusive introduction called VDC virtual device context, available only with regards to Nexus 7000 switches. We will be discussing about the configurations. We will be discussing about what is VDC, what are various components to be taken care of, etc., etc., etc. That is VDC types, resources, interface allocation, operations, and management. VPC, one of the beautiful, most important, most regarded topic, widely used in the industry, with not only with regards to Cisco, but with regards to all the vendors. You can call it to be as multi-chassis, right? Link aggregation. There are different names given by different vendors. Cisco calls it as virtual port channel. We will be talking about this particular along with the lab. This particular lab, VPC lab, we will be doing using CLI, but as I said, you will have a leverage to do the same lab using graphical user interface provided by DCNM, Data Center Network Manager. Multicast as a supplementary topic to support our other technologies like Vxman and ACI. Normally we can skip it, but we will not at all be skipping multicast. It will be a kind of refreshing course for you to learn whatever you have heard of multicast before, and this will make myself comfortable to teach you VXLAN and ACI. Then comes to VXLAN, one of the most important topic. This topic definitely has a lab. We will be doing lab. And by the way, you know, lab will be 24/7, 365 days available lab. If you want to have the lab continuously for a week, 24/7, yes, the lab can be provided to you. Or I will help you to know how to get it. And you will be able to do labs on VXLAN as well. Nexus Labs. This is the what, where, how you can do. We have got the labs available. We have got the lab guides available. I'll show you, I'll give you a glimpse of our LMS, our learning management system portal, where in the videos, PDFs, study material, lab workbooks, and feedback available.
Just a question.
Yep. Please.
The lab will be on simulator or the real devices?
It is a beautiful question. And this is Danish, right?
Yes.
Danish. The lab is not on the real devices. It is facilitated by Cisco itself. For learning purpose, Cisco has got a portal called dCloud.
Okay.
We have systematically simplified those labs over there. The same labs will be covered to you. And if you have access to your dCloud account, you will be able to perform the labs over there. And even in Cisco dCloud, the labs are on a simulation based. They are not on the real hardware.
Okay.
But you are going to get certain exclusive labs which are not even possible on the real hardware. Right? Okay. So very honest question and a very honest reply. If you want me to show you how the labs they look like, how can you do the labs, book the labs and all, I would love to do that as well. Guys, feel absolutely free to ask any abrupt question. I will not at all feel offended will give you the honest answer to all your questions. No sugarcoating, because it is a long journey and we have to stay in this journey. So no sugarcoating can work. So module number 2, what is ACI? Why ACI? Blah, 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 blah. This, as I said, right? You will get more than your expectation. This is the promise, because our intention is 0 to hero. More than what you will see ever in any deployment in ACI, you will get over here. To summarize it, ACI multi-site deployment, you will also happen to see over here. ACI micro-segmentation, you will get to see over here. The labs with hands-on on micro-segmentation with multi-site. But yes, again, no sugarcoating. The labs will be on simulation, and simulation has one challenge in ACI. Let me be very honest over here. That is, the challenge is with regards to your data plane. That is, if I ask you that you have got two virtual machines and establish the connectivity and show me that they can talk to each other, guys, the entire lab is based on the availability of the management plane, and unfortunately we don't have the data plane available in Cisco D Cloud. But I will tell you the workaround as well over there, with a deep dive anatomical understanding of the data plane, that how the data plane goes and how we can find a workaround even to ensure that two of our virtual machines, they can communicate with each other. This means when we have some challenges, when we have some roadblocks, we find the workarounds that's being found. All right, I'm sure you will appreciate once you will come over to ACI, your feedback. What in ACI? This is what I'm covering up. Guys, I'm getting tired not of speaking, tired of not getting the questions. So, Edboy, Chari, Danish, and Laruri, Othman, Tamosh, anybody, you have full right to interrupt me, ask the questions in between, and the same we say in the class. So guys, currently with regards to ACI, I'm showing you 14 labs, but there are a couple of more labs which I have not added over here. You like L2 out lab as well. So in totality, the lab comes out to be around 16 labs covering entire ACI, application-centric infrastructure. SAN, a topic, a supplementary topic to support certain other technologies, is called storage area networking. You may not be able to work in storage area networking because in each and every organization, there is a dedicated team for storage, right? And for storage area networking. We as a data center solution architect should know that how the technology works. What are the protocols? What are the devices? What are the technologies of storage? For example, the RAID mechanism, right? We will be talking about our important protocols like fiber channel over Ethernet, and iSCSI. And I'm sure once you will attend storage area networking over here, then you will be able to configure your storage switches. Of course, we will not be covering how to configure our storage arrays over here. Storage arrays means the storage boxes. That is not the part. for which there is always a dedicated team who have the login access to the storage areas. All right, then unified computing system comes after SAN, because in this particular topic, the lab which we have is boot from SAN. That is, boot the server from the connectivity from the operating system which you will get from storage array. So learning storage area networking and the unified computing system is something very, very important. So here in this particular topic, you will see LAN, compute, and SAN shaking their hands with each other in absolutely in different boxes. But when it comes to the next module called Hyperflex, in this particular module number 4, you will see the LAN, the compute called UCS, and storage area networking all joining hands together. First of all, we will be learning what is Hyperflex, and then we will be doing a lab on Hyperflex. Like, there will be a bonus lab for you, a bonus technology lab for you, that is called WORM over here, Cisco Workload Optimization Manager, which we will be doing in order to optimize our network, in order to look at into the issues happening in our compute, in our virtual devices, and we will be fixing the issues from a cloud-based tool called Cisco Workload Optimization Manager. If you have ever heard of this, well, by the way, this is a bonus. This is a complementary topic which we are going to do. This is not part of Cisco CCIE Data Center Blueprint. Any moment, if you say we are not interested, we can skip this topic. But I know the beauty of this topic, and you will not at all say no to this particular topic called Cisco Workload Optimization Manager. This is going to be a start in the industry very soon. All right, network automation using Python, and recently we have also introduced Ansible lab. Will be covering NXOS devices configuration as well as ACI operating system device configuration using Ansible and Python. But before that, we will be learning the Python data structure, Python, what is Python, Python installation, what is IDEs, interpreter, Python data structure, operators, comments in Python, conditional and iterative statement in Python. After getting to know about these various components of Python, we then will move over to the lab. Well, with regards to all these topics, there will be the configuration using our IDE called PyCharm and a default IDE with Python installation called idle. Any one of you have, in case, ever gone to it, you should be knowing about it. Oof. And that's all. This is about our 3.5 months journey, which will end with the network automation. Now, any question? Let's like, guys, let's not make it a monotonous where it is a one and only one tone from me. Your questions are more than welcome. All right. Let me.
Excuse me.
Yep.
Sorry to
Please.
interrupt. Okay, I'm trying to find out regarding the labs from the cloud. Are you going to schedule the session for us, or we schedule ourselves, or how does the lab scheduling go?
Okay. Going, if you have L3 level access to Cisco D Cloud, well, starting from 2020, when COVID exploded, Cisco reduced the access to Cisco D Cloud Lab only to the L3 users. So if you have L3 user account with Cisco, you can book the lab, you can do the lab yourself. Some of my friends, they do have it, and I just facilitate them, demonstrate the lab, and they do lab hands-on over there. In case if you do not have the L3 user level access to Cisco D Cloud, but you have a guest user account with Cisco, you can share your username with me. I will book the lab and will provide the lab to you. We'll share the lab with you. A mail will come to you, and you can do the lab hands-on.
Okay, thank you.
You know what I mean? All right. So both the ways it is possible. And this particular Cisco D Cloud, let me show you.
Just a moment. One question.
Yeah, this is, yeah, please.
Mr. Ashish, what is the minimum requirement for this level 3 account for Cisco?
Okay, if you are working in a company which is Cisco's partner, of course, if you have purchased certain devices from Cisco, you have Cisco Advanced Services support as well. So then your organization's mail ID gets, your CCSO ID gets mapped to the L3 user level access by Cisco, and you can practice various labs.
Okay.
So minimum requirement is facilitated by your organization itself, the organization where you are working. Does it answer your question? Okay. All right.
Yes, okay,
and I just wanted to thank you, Danish. I just wanted to tell you that this particular lab is available across 4 different data centers, across the globe, in Singapore, in US East RTP, in London, which is EMEA, and in San Jose, US West. So based on your nearest data center location, you can request and you can book the lab over there. So the same labs are available everywhere. And let me show you one of the lab over here with regards to ACI. If I say, and there is a beautiful thing which has recently happened, introduced over here, and that is with regards to the ACI. On 20th of September 2021, Cisco introduced the latest version of Epic controller, which is version 5.2. So you can do hands-on onto the latest Epic controller version by booking this particular lab, or version 4.2, which is a well-running version in the corporate, in the world today. Okay, and what else? Okay, so I was about to show you something. Let me show you that. We have our LMS portal. Once Let me show you. Once you will enroll yourself, you will be requested to sign up to Stringznet Lms Portal. Once you sign up, you can log in into it. For example, I do have a user account. I'm logging into it. The courses will be assigned to you, and you can find out the courses under your profile, going to my profile. All the courses with regards to each and every individual topic like Cisco Hyperflex, Cisco ACI, Vxlan, SGXS is one of the courses. Cisco Nexus, SAN, Cisco UCS, CCNA data center, CCNP data center, various labs, version 3. That means it is old labs, and dcloud ACI lab workbooks, etc. will be assigned to you. For example, if I just open Cisco ACI, in this, you will have the availability of lab videos, lab workbooks, which you can download from over here. Study materials, certain exclusive study materials are being uploaded for you guys. You can download the exclusive study materials. Some of the study materials are not easily available, pretty expensive as well. For example, on the multiple requests from so many guys, we have prepared ACI interview questions. They are available. ACI troubleshoot guide, micro segmentation for data centers, ACI guide for missed cabling protocols, Cisco ACI cookbook, operating application-centric infrastructure, a beautiful book on deploying ACI, the complete guide to planning, configuring, and managing application-centric infrastructure. All these are available, and we humbly request all our students in the class to please give us regular feedback with regards to your experience on how the classes are going on. Any suggestion, complaint, compliment, etc., you can give any moment. This particular, each and every topic is open for the feedback from your side. So you need not wait to get a feedback form from our side. Please let us know, because we being human beings, believe that we do mistakes. So you are our guide. So please do guide us by filling the feedback form. So once we will go ahead with regards to our technologies, the courses will keep on getting assigned to you. For example, the moment you will start the very first topic called Nexus, Cisco Nexus, this particular course from our LMS portal will be assigned to you, which will cover the class videos, day 0, day 1, lab videos about Nexus 5000 operating system, VDC, and VPC, day 0, G1, 2, 3, and etc. And you will find in the same way, you will find the lab workbooks here. There is one single lab workbook for this, some study materials, and of course, open to the feedback. So this will cover our study material. Practice material, our predominantly used practice material is going to be Cisco dcloud. Available 24/7, 365 days across four different data centers across the globe. And I will also help you facilitating some other practice material as well. For example, if you have EventG set up with you, we'll tell you how you can use EventG as well. We'll facilitate you. Well, I myself not using EventG, but because EventG has certain limitation when it comes to data center. So, but in case if you need EventG, some of my friends, they are using it, you can use. I'll tell you what labs you can do in EventG, what labs you cannot do in EventG. You can also explore the Cisco DevNet for some hands-on. Well, I was exploring, didn't find much in DevNet, so I stopped using DevNet, but Cisco dCloud has plenty of labs available for us. Study methodology. Class notes. Please discuss your doubts with the trainers, with your buddy. Always have buddy relationship. We holistically believe that slow and steady wins the race. There is no shortcut to success. So please make sure each and every technology in this particular journey should be done in a very steady manner. Labs, shadow with your buddies, do labs with yourself. I have seen personally some of my friends, they create a buddy relationship. They make sure to do the labs together so that in case if anyone stuck, he will help others and get helped. WhatsApp group will be there to share your doubts, to share any other information and anything as you feel is good to study. Punctuality is something which we give a significant importance to. Though I do not lock the meeting room, right? But why I don't lock the meeting room? Because I personally, from my experience, I have seen all my dear friends that join absolutely on time. They know very well that each and every bit is very important. So, room locking, I have not initiated. Match days and timing. Currently, 2 batches, Monday to Friday, 5:30 a.m. to 7 a.m. IST. I'm sorry, should have written IST over here, right? Monday to Friday, 7:30 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. Indian Standard Time. IST is GMT plus 5.5 hours, 5 hours and 30 minutes ahead of GMT. So GMT here, Greenwich Mean Time, 5.5 hours ahead. You can now decide where do you lie from GMT and you can calculate the time yourself, convert time accordingly. Or as the time decided. Decided means, say, if you want on weekends. We are open for weekends also. Currently, not very much interested we are, because we don't want to snatch time from your family. Weekends, Saturdays and Sundays. For our Middle East friends, the weekend is on Friday and Saturday. Currently, we are not running the weekends, Friday and Saturday classes. So weekends, Saturday and Sunday, yes, also can be taken care of. Some of your questions, very few, very important questions. How many hours of lab practice are included? You know what? As much as you can. And if you want me to tell you how much lab hours, not restricted to say 60 hours. Not restricted to this. This lab hours is infinite lab hours, as long as, because 24/7, 365 days in a year across 4 different data centers, you have the lab facility. If you want to book the lab for 2 days, 3 days, 1 week, you can do that. If you have availability yourself, you can do yourself. If you want me to facilitate you, I will facilitate you. Another question which normally comes is about the bootcamp. Guys, normally, you know what happens? Bootcamp. is synonymous to dumps, right? That is mugging up. Personally, I don't encourage. I don't encourage those who just simply believe in the boot camp. 5 days of the boot camp, guys, the technology which needs 5 months cannot be done just in 5 days. Technology where people have spent years cannot be learned just in 5 days. Unless and until you yourself feel that you are expert in this particular technology, you know each and every technology in the data center, Nexus, ACI, SAN, UCS, network automation, everything. Yes, people are there, but very few. So personally, I don't encourage boot camp. If you are over here just to attend the boot camp, mug up the data center, go and give the lab, get the number, then guys, then I am sorry. I cannot facilitate you for that. Oof. Your questions, anywhere from the cloud, anywhere, whatever question you have. If I have missed to explain you anything, guys, and Nellery has dropped. Okay.
No, everything okay from my side. Maybe for others.
Thank you, Danish. You know what? One more thing. Ramos, yes.
No, it's all good. Yes, I was just giving. Yes, I got the understanding. I think you clarify most of the questions I had, especially about the time you are planning to have this training. All good.
Thank you so much, Ramos. Your name is very impressive, you know. Ram plus OX. So guys, in the class, normally, well, this is my old slide. Now I am open for any question, even in the class. Something which is called non-disclosure agreement, right? So normally I do say, please refrain yourself from asking any non-disclosure agreement question call which comes under NDA, right? This particular slide, I will say yes, will be very much activated once version 3.0 lab will be on fly. As of now, with regards to anything for version 1.0 lab, 2.0 lab, 2.1 lab, what was there inside these labs? If you have any question, I am absolutely open. In fact, I myself will keep on guiding you what kind of questions were asked in version 1.0, 2.0, 2.1, so that we can move ourselves to version 3.0. This refraining you is from 3.0, which is still not on the fly. And it is my holistic responsibility to make you guys aware of what was there in version 1.0, 2.0, 2.1 labs as well. Last but not the least, once you will enroll yourself, our relationship will be a lifelong relationship, which means anytime if you want to attend any of the ongoing batch, you will not be asked to pay the second time. right? This is the commitment from Stringznet.com, and yes, as long as I am teaching with Stringznet.com, your enrollment will be free for n number of batches, n number of times, no restriction. We holistically understand we all are from busy world, working in corporate shifts, etc. Sometimes we need to skip the classes, and you know what? But there is another facility which is nothing but which is called the class videos. For example, if I play one video, the videos are available. I just gave you a demo of the lab video, which is available in our LMS portal with regards to each and every day. If you feel that you will not be able to take the class, you can go through the video. After the class also, you can go through the video. If you want to repeat it, you can again go through the video. So this facility will also be provided to you without any charge. And well, that's all from my side. I do not have any other point to say. If you have any question, please let me know. Here to answer all your questions. All right. No questions, no worries. Thank you, guys. Yes, our coordinator, dear friend Rayon, will reach to you. Please do share your feedback, and hope to see you. Hope to see you next week. Bye-bye, and wish you a great day and a happy weekend. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye, you too. Thank you.
Au revoir. Bye-bye. Merci beaucoup.